been a while since I've talked to you guys.
I know. Good morning, friends. I got you on the GoPro today, so my phone's in, charging up. I'm a little excited. I'll be honest. I'm more than excited, actually. What does auto exposure mean, friends? What does that mean? Do you guys know? I don't know, but it's on this thing. I hope it's not screwing the video up. So, Seth, it's cold out. Seth, you wrote me an email, brother, okay, about your 400C. We're going to cut trees, and this is what we do when we work. So what's happened, friends, and I'll show you what's going on with this truck. We know it's going to Morgan, but we have quite a substantial leak in the rad. You can see it's steady drip, 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 drip. And it's, you know, it sat in that truck out in the field for a long time out there, the 1 ton. But it looks like right there somewheres. Yeah, so it's leaking. It's leaking. But I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run it anyways. I'm gonna run it up to this tree job. And yeah. Because I got all my ropes and rigging, and I got a saw in the back there, which I'll just take the chance. I'll bring some extra water, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We got all our rigging in there. But Seth, you asked something on your email. Listen, the 400 still, the 400C is not a big saw, buddy, and I think you're overworking it. So here's a listen, friends, I don't want to get on anybody's, you know, but I gotta say it like it is. I can't come here and play games. You know, all these fancy dancy things you're bolting onto your saws, like your big huge dogs that you're getting from these companies. Hey, they're needed in some applications, but in some applications they're actually working against you. Especially if you don't know how to work a power saw yet, and what they do and what happens when the one dog bites a little more than the other. Like on an undercut, and you're jerking all around, and your smoothity is out the door. It could be simply that your saw is not strong enough for the 36-inch log you're pulling through with your 400C, your Stihl 400C. Right? So, first things first, Seth. If you're all set up and you got your power saw set up and you're ready to go, it doesn't matter what power saw it is, go like this. Look at how, this is that freaking oil that I run, that DGP. I'm telling you, it's a freaking game changer. Straight goods, it is. Look at this oil, friends. Do you know how long this freaking saw's been sitting? Seriously? Look at this stuff. It's golden. Look at it. This DGP, friends, I'm telling you right now, look at it. This stuff's golden, man. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. Check and see if your chain's wobbling back and forth. Do you know what I mean, Seth? I got to be careful here. I'm starting to get outside a little bit here with this arm, and I don't want to overdo it, but this is what I mean. Do this. You guys still there? Do this. Okay, make sure it's not flopping all crazy, and then do this. Okay? So that would tell you that you don't have any problems with make sure you're on your sprockets and everything's good. And Seth's problem, friends, was he said he was cutting a big piece of maple, 36-inch piece of maple with a 400C. Well, right off the bat, you're overworking the saw like that. But you can still cut it, but it's not going to work by ramming the dogs in it and pulling up on it. You're going to stop that saw dead in its tracks. You just are, especially if your rakers are a little hungry. You're going to stop it. So it's not you, Seth. Well, it is you, but it's not you, if you know what I'm saying. Don't think you're... You know, you said in your email that you were fairly new at the game, and you were very honest and humble, and I like that in a man. And I like that in a man. And I like that in a man. So you got a step ahead already, fella, in this game. So remain humble. Leave the fact open that it might be you. And in this case, it's a combination, brother. But you've got a great little saw there. But in my opinion, the 400C was for still to make money on. It was a marketing program. The 500i will eat that 300 or that 36-inch log you're talking about that you're cutting with that 25-inch bar. It'll eat it. So, and it's 1 pound heavier than your 400. So let's get real. I'm not gonna sugarcoat stuff here going forward. And I may start to dive into some other homeowner type saws or professional saws and give you my opinion on them as a professional. Like that one right there that just showed up in the mail. We've been waiting for this one for a long time, friends. And unbeknownst to me, we got so much to talk about, friends. So Seth, I really like your attitude and you're humble, and buddy, you're overworking that saw. I think it's not the saw, it's just you're asking it to do a little bit too much. But I will tell you this, brother, if you get these great big dogs on your saws, these are factory dogs. Those are factory, friends, here in the West Coast. Wrap around, that's what comes factory. It's a factory dog, okay? I know they're sold with smaller ones. I know that. So this chain has got some issues right now, but it'll do what I need to do. I need to fall a stem. Oh yeah, the corners have been knocked right off it here and there, but it'll cut. It's kind of an emergency job we're going on right now. Hogan's meeting me up there in about 15 minutes. So these are the picks. This is what he's been running.
And my axe right off the back.
Yeah.
And it was hitting my saw, so
yeah.
I put everything.
But Seth, just use the big saws for the big wood, brother. And your dogs that you got on there, they might be working against you. But some of those dogs are too long. They're, in my opinion, just my opinion, they're good for big barked stuff, but thin bark trees like your maples and stuff, I think they're working against you, brother. And they're gonna develop bad habits. You're gonna be able to ram your saw into the tree and the stumps like the Instagram fallers. Never seen any faller ram his saws into logs and trees. I've seen guys place them in there and use the dogs to rest it on the tree. But this ramming, I call it power saw abuse. I did that once to knock an undercut out, and Bear Claw looked at me with one eyebrow raised. I never did it again. And he told me on the way down on the crummy and on our way down the hill, he said, that's, those dogs are attached right to your oil bucket. And if you notice your power saw is leaking oil all over the place, that might be one reason. He just gave me the look, and I started really treating my saws differently then. So those big dogs can develop bad habits, and they can also screw up your cutting. So be careful until you get more advanced as an operator, then you'll understand what dogs are really for and how to use them to your advantage. I hope this helps, Seth. I think you're overworking that saw a bit. The 400C is a great saw, but if you had a 400 and a 500, you would probably grab that 500 because it'll do everything the 400 will and more. So we're gonna go up and meet Hogan and get into this tree job. So friends, do you remember? So I just had the day from it was Rita's 21st birthday yesterday. I'm gonna keep this one short, friends, because I wanted to, we were on this big job yesterday, and my day was phenomenal, but I can't share this information I want to with Seth and add it into the video. We've got a whole bunch of content to go through and sift through, and Hogan did some GoPro stuff. Friends, I gotta be honest. It was so good to work with my boy yesterday. He's been running, and you can see he's been...
those for 4 years now. On my belt.
It's the...
And it was hitting the axe.
That's what it is.
And my on the far side on that hip now.
So it's actually smacking the axe.
Cedar there is holding the whole thing up.
Do it, yeah. So there's no extra load beyond you now. It's like pretty much just the top man out there.
No, yeah. I'll be fine. Like there's nothing that could hit me.
And to be with my family. It was Rita's 21st birthday yesterday. It was a crazy day. Check this out. Just for instance, listen. Rita turns 21. I got called by my friends that had a big tree blow over, and it was a bad scenario, and I was this close to doing it by myself. I thought, well, no. I listened, and Hogan happened to be at a camp. So he offered. He said, you need a hand with something? I said, yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, this tree's going to go if we don't get it. And I don't want it to hammer this guy's house. And it's going to if it lets loose. So anyway, it was just a crazy day. 21st birthday for Rita. Rita, I know you'll probably never see this, but honey, come on. You're amazing. Hogan's at a camp. We're cutting with him. I got to knock a tree over. I got him to, do the climbing and the rough stuff, and he put the old man on a stump there, and it was fun. And then we had dinner and stuff. So yesterday was an amazing day. I felt a shift like I did, friends, and the sun's out. The freaking snowdrops are popping out of the dirt. Telling you, patience, perseverance, grit. Just sometimes you just gotta have faith. Sometimes you just gotta, what is it when there's nothing left? You may ask yourself, what is faith? Well, for me, faith is when there's nothing left. That's what faith is, when there's nothing left. So, I feel some changes coming. I do. The fact that I even thought about climbing that tree says a lot. It does. Yeah. So anyways, you can see I'm a little excited right now, and I just had such a wonderful day. Why did I come here at the end of this video? Seth. Friends, listen, I got to be honest. I'm not a fan of the 400C. But think about this for a minute. Every company did it. Look at McCulloch, the 1010, the S, the Super 10, the 10, the 110, there's a whole bunch of saws that are like 54 cc's and they're all named something different. Well, the 400C, these companies need to make money. And I think that was kind of a funky one. Husky did it with the 365 and the 372. It's the same saw, it's the same carcass. The 365 is a knockout punch. The 372 is one of the best saws ever made. So I'm a true Husky guy. You guys know that. Feeling good today. But I want to keep this video kind of quick. The truck, I just about jumped in. You know what? Somebody said the name Pocahontas. Well, if you know me and you know my family and my history and I've been calling her Pocahontas, the new truck, out of, I don't know why, I just have been. I like it, and I think it might stick. So, friends, thank you all so much for watching. There was another couple things I wanted to talk about, but I mainly wanted to answer Seth, because we lost our emails, some of our emails, friends, and we're able to go in and get them now. Personally. So, there's been a lot on the go. I actually was able to get a hold of Meta, owner of Facebook and Instagram. There was some fake accounts there. I am on Facebook. Yes, I am on Facebook, but I'm not on Facebook as Buckin' Billy Ray or Buckin' Billy Roy or Billy Whoppin' Hoo Boy. I'm Billy Ray Smith. It is my personal Facebook account from 150,000 years ago when it was cool to get on Facebook. So I was able to get rid of them, and I got rid of a few fake accounts and groups. If you're in a group, a Facebook group called Buckin' Billy Ray Smith, it's not me, friends. It's not me. So I know tons of people have reported these fake accounts, but there's nothing they can do unless I report them. So I actually had deleted my Facebook account. Like, it was scheduled for deletion, and they tell you got 30 days. Well, there was 10 days left, and I got one more email that broke this camel's back and said, hey, you said you were going to give me a saw or something, and you need some. And I was like, I can't handle this anymore. And I went back and I started. So I'm in contact with Meta. Hey, these guys have been good. I'm on Instagram. Friends, follow my Instagram. If you're new here, this is going to be an incredible year. I have Facebook, a personal account, no Buckin' Billy Ray, but I think I'll change that. Just be careful, friends out there. Just be careful. You know what's going on with Buckin' Billy Ray here on YouTube and freaking Instagram. That is it. I'm not Buckin' Billy Ray Smith on Instagram. And if you're in some group and you think you're asking me questions, it's not me answering them. It's not, friends. So this started to get on me a little bit. So I started working on it with the help of Christine and Meta. We've been able to clean the streets a little bit over there. So I've rambled along enough. ramblings is good enough for me. Now I've said what I wanted to say. I wanted to talk to Seth. I wanted to thank everyone who has been here for all this time, this 9 years or 10 years. And I want to thank the newcomers coming in. You notice I've been putting the odd short up with Hogan, and to be able to work with him on his sister's 21st birthday and us all go for dinner. Friends, go where the love is. That's all I can say to you. Just go where the love is. Family is huge to me. I'm really, truly been looking back a lot this year on my life. And we're healing. Somebody said something, I'll leave you with this, and this is funny. Well, there I go again. See, I had a firecracker go off and I was going to go somewhere. But 2 young men, to everyone who come here. Someone said, probably Instagram, the second part of life is healing from the first part of our life. I saw so much truth in that, friends. But anyways, thank you all for watching. Work hard, be honest, and be kind. And do it for a while. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one. Friends, one last thing. We have got GoPro footage from Hogan, like tearing this mess of a tree. Friends, this was a very interesting job. I'm going to put some content up of voiceovers and what me and Hogan were doing, working together on the ground and in this situation that was actually quite precarious. And it was a respectful conversation. Hogan's gotten so strong, friends. He's got hair down to his coat hangers. And it was so fun. Anyways, I love you, friends. See you on the next one. Fairly new, so I really like your humility, Seth. And good for you, buddy. The power saws they're a lovely thing to have in your hands. There's no doubt about it. And brother, this is a process. So go easy on yourself. But really look at your setup, okay, buddy? Those big dogs might be hurting you on that little saw. They might be. So take a look, slow down, focus. Are you half wrap, full wrap? What are you doing? Ease into the wood. Let the saw get going and bite in. And if it can handle, with no pressure and no dogs, if it can handle what you're giving it, great. But if you dog in and start and it stops, you're overworking it, bro. It's probably that simple. Good for you, buddy. Thank you for the email. I love it. I hope that helps. So I got after a couple of these emails. I'll talk to you again, friends. Send those emails in again, and we'll be able to get to them here in every few days or whatever. All right. Over and out. Work hard. Be honest and be kind.